Welcome back to the Success Publishing videocast. My name is Jessica Soto, and I'm here with one of our wonderful co-authors today, B. Heather Pinard. We love interviewing our authors so that we can shine a light on their work and the amazing stories that they have to share with us. So can you please share just like the cliff notes on who you are, where you are in the world right now?
So, as you know, yes, my name is B. Heather Pinard. I'm a former educator, artist, and professional artist, and I love to travel. And right now I'm in Florida.
Oh, awesome. What part of Florida are you in right now?
I'm in the central part of Florida. It's a
Uh,
town called Ocala,
uh-huh.
about an hour and a half north of either Tampa or Orlando. So it forms a nice little triangle.
Oh, nice. And then I know that you are recently published with us. You have published Boundless Success with Success Publishing. Can we see that book?
Yes, certainly. So
Oh,
here,
super exciting. I know you are not a first-time author, but it's so exciting to see yourself on the cover of a book and partnering with so many amazing other authors. So can we dive into kind of your story and a little bit more of your background and what brought you to becoming an author with us now?
yeah, yes. My background. So I was fortunate, and I look at it fortunate because I wouldn't have gone on my journey if I hadn't been fortunate enough to be bullied. Well, I don't know if that's fortunate, but if I hadn't been, I want to look at it from a positive point of view. And everything that happened to me before brought me to where I am today. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today. And the time and research and the effort I have taken to become a better me and to be able
Yeah.
to help others at the same time and be able to become an author. I mean, that is super exciting.
Yeah. I love the struggle that you talked about and the angle that you took and that you're taking the positives that come from it because that's all what, being able to see that that struggle we went through is what has made us who we are in this amazing positive experience that we're having now. I love that. I honestly will probably have my own daughter listen to this episode because bullying happens to everyone. And when you take that and go with it as it built you to who you are now, I love that idea.
Yes. So all the trauma, I mean, even before the bullying, I was molested when I was a very young child.
Mm.
And so even from that point and my viewpoint of the world and how I lived overseas my whole life, so I have a whole completely different viewpoint of the world, let's
Mhm.
say, than someone just living isolated in the United States.
Mhm.
Or I mean, I when I used to teach, I taught on an island, and children from the southern end of the island had never been to the northern end of the island. I mean, that kind of like blew my mind.
Yeah.
And so, but it's the same thing, even whether it's on the island or in the United States. It's a huge country, but sometimes, if perhaps you've lived in Florida your whole life and you've never been outside the state. Well, Florida is a huge state, but even small like Rhode Island, people live and then they get insulated. They don't realize there's a whole wonderful, beautiful world out there. And,
Yeah.
and
So do you feel like your worldly view and all of your experiences helped you to take the struggles from your childhood to be able to help others in this
yes,
way?
yes, because I grew up in diversity, and I went to a high school that had 12 major religions and 51 major countries represented. And so I always endeavored to learn about the cultures and the people from other places and how they grew up. And actually, I wanted to hear about their stories and how
Mhm.
they were able to overcome whatever traumas they had in their lives. And that led me along the path where now I'm a Reiki master. I do things called something called the emotion code. I took myself through that first before I became certified in that. And it's something I really love to see. I love to see how people's lives can change for the better when we realize what we can do to help ourselves become better people.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I resonate with that a lot. Um, so how I know you have authored books before, so what made this opportunity now to speak about your particular struggles? Like, how did that come together for you?
So um, for me, I have to be always growing and improving myself. And um, either I grow or I die. And I'm
Hmm.
always out there learning. And reason I wanted to go with Success Publishing is because I realized they had coursework behind it besides just the book, and
Hmm.
learning more about myself and how not only I could help myself, but help others become more
Hmm.
successful, whatever the word success means to different people in life,
Hmm.
and become better at um, talking about my my experiences and be more open, and
Yeah.
learning about different ways of helping people and hearing other people's stories. That was important to me.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, community is definitely a huge part of the Success Publishing family, and I know that everybody kind of helps out and pitches in together, and you learn from each other, and then that kind of ups everybody's level. So I love hearing that straight from one of our authors.
And that helped me write a better chapter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, I made quite a few corrections on my
Oh,
chapter.
great. Um, so what is it that you hope your readers will get out of this particular story?
So this story talks about myself from age 11, and the journey that I went on to um, become the better person that I am today. I
Mhm.
haven't reached my pinnacle. I think life is a journey. It's not, you know, a sprint, and it's
Mhm.
a long journey. And um, I'm hoping that I show them how and what steps I took to, and different modalities that I used to help myself. And I'm hoping some of these modalities that I talk about, they'll research them, look into it, and take it upon themselves. Those who have gone through trauma and still may be struggling, that they can look and see and hear and find on the internet. Um, these different modalities, pick one that works for you
Mhm.
and that resonates with you. And hopefully I'd be able to help other people realize that they're, one, not alone in their struggles, two, that other people have gone before them with these struggles, and
Mhm.
three, how in these many myriad ways I show them how they can improve themselves if they wish, and not be victims anymore, but be not even survivors, because for me, surviving is holding on by the edge of your fingers, waiting for
Mhm.
something to happen, but become victorious in their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, you gave a lot of good examples of what you've read and listened to and taken action on in your chapter. So I know readers can definitely take that and run with it, like you said. It's kind of a pick your own
Right.
adventure out of it.
And then I have a website out there, and on it I have a video, several videos, and then my phone number's there too. So if
Mhm.
someone wants to, they could text me first, because I don't answer phones numbers that I don't recognize, but they can text me, and then we can have a conversation, see how I can be of help for them.
Oh, awesome. Um, so what has this experience, again, I know you've authored before, but how did this help you step more into your identity and changed how you feel about yourself or the growth that's happening in your life at this point?
Um, that's a good question. Um, with the other books I wrote, it was just more of a singular project.
Hmm.
There was no continuing education with it. There weren't any classes with it. And with this, there were wonderful classes that we could attend. We choose to attend twice a week, different times, and with wonderful additional learning. And I love that part. This is what I love the most, that this additional learning to become better human being in this world and make a difference not only for oneself, but one's family, one's friends, one's community, and see that ripple effect that can happen around the world.
So out of all of that, like I would guess that might be the best part of it or the best surprise of this experience. But out of that, what was like the biggest thing that you got out of it? What was the number one thing that's helped you so far?
Well, I've become a better person. And
Yeah.
so if I can become a better person and I can learn from all the other authors, then I can take that information and pass it along. And um,
Yeah.
there's an expression like push it forward, or I
Uh-huh.
can't think of it right at this moment, but yeah,
Oh no, yeah, no, it's on the tip of my tongue too, and I can't think of the exact expression. But
it's
yeah,
taking what you have and what you've learned and passing it forward to the next person. And I'm
yeah,
hoping that when they read that my chapter, that they can see that um, that there are ways in which they can better themselves and improve their lives.
yeah. That's great. And then I know you were telling me a little bit before we started the interview about what's next, but can you tell everyone out there what's next for you? What comes next? What's stepping
Uh,
more into yourself?
well, I'm in the middle of writing another book. This one is a an it's a biography um,
Hmm.
of my mother's or my family's experiences living overseas,
Oh,
and
wow.
the funny anecdotes that go with it, and the impressions that other people have from us living overseas, and stories that go with it. And then beyond that, I'm writing children's books. And
Yeah.
so I'm writing, well, to begin with, it's the adventures of a character I've created. Actually, I created this character many years ago. And
That's
my
awesome.
my daughter has been after me to write these books. So I'm going to write about it and use modern technology to
Mhm.
enhance the books.
Oh, I love that. So I'm guessing that this is a lifelong passion of yours is being an author.
Well, actually, I started
Oh,
out as an artist, and
mhm.
I do. Actually, I'm a ceramicist
Mm.
and a professional watercolorist. And
Oh, awesome.
then it just kind of like branched out and came into, because art is art, and whatever field
Yeah,
in art you're in, it's still art. And I believe
exactly.
writing is an art.
Yeah.
I believe actually everybody has a story in them. It's just getting it out. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I would, it's really helpful. It's for oneself to write a book. And I think everybody should write a book.
Yeah. That's wonderful. And do you want to, before we go, let everybody know your website that they
Oh,
can check out more?
yes. So it's called Words That Kill Book, all one word, .com. And actually, they can see I talked at Harvard and business
Mhm.
school there. And I had a lovely little interview with uh, Dean Kane, the actor, and
Mhm.
it's fun. It's a little. He's very nice, and yeah, it's a
Good.
fun little interview with him. It was kind of nice.
That's awesome. Well, it was such a pleasure to talk with you today. Again, you can find B. Heather Pinard, Boundless Success on Amazon. You can order a physical copy or you can download the ebook. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I can't wait to see all of your next books that come out.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.